I can't believe I've been muted this whole time. I've been muted this whole time. Dang. I didn't even realize I was muted this whole time. My fault, y'all. My fault, y'all. I was reading the chat. It was just the chat has so many that I was still trying to get down to the bottom. I just seen y'all said I was muted. Am I still muted though? Am I still muted though? All right, there we go. Gabe says we good. Roselle says about time. Roselle says about time. Man, somebody need my phone number so they could call me next time, man. Shit. Yep, Jody 510 says somebody call my brother, bro. Exactly, man. Y'all got me over here talking, looking like I'm mute or something. Looking like I'm mute or something. Oh, you gotta give me a break, bro. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. He said he got a lot to repeat about. Oh, that boy funny. That boy funny. He says I'm deaf. That boy funny. All right, let's get back to the chat though, y'all. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all looking out for me. He said I even messaged you on Instagram. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. All right, let's get to it. He says, how do you feel about Doc saying get rid of Carr? I haven't heard him say that, so I'm not gonna really speak on it. I know he's indifferent sometimes about Derek Carr, but just in general, if people want to let's say in general, let's just not say Docs because I don't know if Docs really said that. And but in general, man, I'm sweating. It's hot, boy. Boy, it's hot. Sheesh. Let's just say in general, you want to get rid of Derek Carr. Let's go ahead and start this conversation, man. We started off on the wrong foot. I was muted. I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if I accidentally hit my mic button, the mute button. But look, let's go ahead and start on this route. Derek Carr, if you want to get rid of Derek Carr, what is the plan after that? That's all I would have to say. What's the plan if you want to get rid of Derek Carr? I've already kind of put a plan out there. This is his last year on his contract. Also, you got to think this is probably going to be his highest trade value right now. We've touched on it before. We talked about it before. This is his highest trade value. So y'all let me know. I'm not going to deep dive into it too much right now because, like I said, we was just muted half the last 3, 4, 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So really, ever since the beginning of the show, apparently, shit. Let's get this thing cracking. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's restart. You know what I mean? It's a fresh morning. It's a fresh morning. It is now 8:42, January 27th. Welcome to Good Morning Nation, your favorite Raiders morning show. You already know what it is. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I already gave a shout out to EJ, Digital Press. Appreciate you for joining the squad, joining the membership, bro. I didn't know I was muted, but shout out to Raider Press. I did touch on the fact that I realize you do graphics and stuff, so definitely hit me up, bro. You do some dope edits and dope graphics. But shout out to everybody in the chat that helped me out. ONT6, Roselle family for pulling up, Marquez for pulling up. I see you, man. Ray Love says, come on, man. I got you, bro. Untouchable Raider, though, drops in with a question. He says, yo, Raid, I feel much better, brother, watching Raider streams and talking about football. I lost one of my good friends yesterday morning in a car crash. I'm still in shock and extremely devastated. Well, man, to tell you, man, I'm sorry for your loss. My condolences goes out to you and your family and your friends' family as well. I'm sorry to hear that. Just remain strong and push through, brother. Push through. Sorry to hear for your loss, man. Gene pulled up, says you good. Appreciate you, man. Oscar's in the building. Gay pulled up on us. Appreciate you, folks. But let's get down to it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, what we came here to talk about. We came here to talk about Derek Carr. And before we really jump into it, I want to make sure you guys hear these a quick little statement from what his brother said so you guys can get an idea of what's going on. I'm about to play it for you guys right now.
They did about as good as you can do this year with what they were given, and they made it work. They're not that far away.
If you guys can't hear this clearly, just let me know in the chat like you just let me know earlier. I'm going to let it continue.
You could add a couple pieces. We all know one of his best friends is Devontae Adams, and he possibly could not be franchise tagged, and we can see what happens there. But honestly, and this is not coming from Derek, this is coming from a NFL Network analyst, a guy that jumps on Colin's show and talks about football, talks about it with his friends. There has to be a commitment from the organization that they're going to give him what he needs to succeed. He only wants to.
So that right there, let's just pause that right there. Let's go back and listen just real quick. That little 5-second clip.
NFL Network analyst, a guy that jumps on Colin's show and talks about football, talks about it with his friends. There has to be a commitment from the organization that they're going to give him what he needs to succeed.
There has to be a commitment from the organization that they're going to give him what he needs to be successful, basically, with the team. That right there is, that's going to stick with me.
He wants to win a Super Bowl. He's not here for the money. He's talked about hanging it up when John retired, and all of that stuff is
hanging it up when John retired. I don't know, man. Would he really retire? Would he really retire? If that's true, then would us trading him make him retire and us not get anything in return? That's another angle I'm thinking.
I want to win. That's it. At the end of the day, I want to win football games. He'd love to do it in Las Vegas, but he wants a chance to do it. He knows that there are pieces that you can put in place here. They're as close as they've ever been. They're right on the cusp. They got in the playoffs. They played against a team that's in the AFC Championship in their stadium, battled down to the wire. They're right there. They need some pieces. They need to see from the Raiders that there's commitment there. We talk about it a lot with the Raiders. We talk about commitment to excellence. Al Davis preached it. That needs to happen because I can't guarantee that Derek is going to want to sign up for that.
He says, I can't guarantee that Derek is going to want to sign up for that.
From the Raiders, that there's commitment there. We talk about it a lot with the Raiders. We talk about commitment to excellence. Al Davis preached it. That needs to happen because I can't guarantee that Derek is going to want to sign up for that. If it's going to be the same thing that he's done over the last 7 or 8 years, I can't guarantee that. Knowing my brother. Now, he hasn't said anything to me. I just have conversations openly, talk candidly about it, about their situation, about who they could bring in. And it's not that I see him at a point where he doesn't believe that they'll do it. He just really wants to see who the new GM is going to be. He wants why he picks Rich, why he likes Rich is because he knows who Rich is. Yeah. Rich and him have great conversations. And
that's pretty much what David Carr said. That's what everybody's hooting and hollering about. Now let's finally hop into it, get down to the meat and potatoes of everything. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man. Let me hop into the chat real quick, see what everybody's talking about. Matthew says, get him Tay and a better lineman. And better lineman, I totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah, shout out to Prez, man, for spreading that positivity, bro. Shout out to Prez. Raider Casper says, no one knows if David is talking for Derek or not. It's 100% speculation either way. I agree with you, Casper, and I'm kind of in that boat. That is somewhat speculation because, in my opinion, we've heard David Carr say stuff about Derek or the Raiders organization between them before, and it didn't get this much attention. But now the words and the language he's using is a little bit more stronger. It has a different tone to it. So I think that's why this is getting so much energy, and rightfully so, because this is a pivotal point, and it brings me to a point I made about keeping head coach Rich Bisaccia. You can, and this is my opinion, if you cannot keep head coach Rich Bisaccia if Derek Carr is on a 1-year contract, because you're not going to give him an extension and then only keep Rich Bisaccia for 1 year. And if it doesn't work out, then you're stuck with Derek Carr in that extension. Plus, you're going to be out your head coach because you only kept him here for 1 year. So for me personally, that's why I always thought it just wasn't a good idea to keep Rich Bisaccia for 1 year. There's no point there. It's almost moving backwards. It's not planning for the future because, like I just said, Derek Carr, he'll get the extension. If he wants the extension, he's going to get the extension. If the Raiders organization is going to give it to him, he will get it. But he's not going to get it with a head coach that's only going to be there for 1 year. Because if that coach is gone, Derek Carr is still here, then it's going to be a whole new regime. And we already know how that works out. So in my opinion, I just don't think that's the best way to go about it. That's why I don't think head coach Rich Bisaccia should stay the head coach. Okay, that's just my opinion on that. Now, also on the other end of everything, this is Derek Carr's highest trade value. I mean, I feel like we can all kind of agree on that. There's never been another point, maybe, I guess in 2016 when healthy, that there was another point to where his trade value would be any more higher than now. He was the quarterback when the Raiders went to the playoffs. He's shown he could take a team to the playoffs twice. Going through a bunch of stuff, teams would want to get Derek Carr. And what would his trade value be? What would his trade value be? So I think that's another question we definitely have to ask ourselves. Shout out to ONT6 with the first super chat of the morning. He says, if Carr feels like this, he should be having the conversation with the owner of the team, not his brother. If we move to a 3-4, who stays and who goes? This is a good question, man, because the 3-4 question is I've thought about it, bro, and I think it would dismantle our defense. I don't think it would fit our defense that well. And then also on the other end of the question, not really a question, but just saying Derek Carr needs to have this conversation with the owner. And this is kind of where I think it's already happened. I personally think Derek Carr has already talked to Mark Davis about this. And then people are going to say, well, David Carr is speaking for Derek. In my opinion, I think Derek has already spoke to the people he needed to speak to. Like, are we going to sit here and act like, okay, he hasn't talked to Mark Davis at all about anything? I don't know. It'd be hard for me to believe that. David Carr is just out there speaking, I guess, as a big brother. If Derek Carr told him to say that, I don't know. I don't really know. You know what I mean? Is David Carr just being a big brother? In my opinion, I think he is, because he's done this multiple times. We act like this is the first time David Carr has come out and said something about Derek and the Raiders. Is this the first time? Like, I don't know. I think people just get caught up into the theatricals and the drama about it. And on that note, I do think Derek Carr has spoke to Mark Davis. ONT6. Appreciate the super chat, bro. But I definitely think Carr's already spoke to Mark Davis. Like, there's no way he hasn't. And this is why I think it's taking us so long to get a GM and a head coach. Because if you bring in a GM and a head coach tandem, they're going to want to keep Derek Carr, or they're going to want to get rid of him. So you're going to have to figure that out. As if you're Mark Davis, you're going to have to figure that out if you want to move on from Derek Carr, or you're going to keep him. That's the most pivotal point. I think this is what people don't understand, is that when you have a quarterback on a contract year, basically a contract year, to where you got to go and you got to give this guy an extension, but you're searching for a head coach, that head coach and GM are going to have to want to keep the quarterback. So I think people definitely need to keep that in mind, and why we can't hold on to Richard Bisaccia. And then moving to a 3-4, I just don't know if Max Crosby and Yannick are the right guys you would want to be in a 3-4. You're going to rather have outside linebacker type guys. Like, that's basically what they would be, is outside linebackers. Would they play DN on a 3-4? Definitely not. I would not want Yannick and Crosby playing DN inside in the interior of offensive linemen, down in and down out. I would definitely not want that. That's for sure. I wouldn't want that. I don't think the transition would go too well. Polo Thomas with the $2 super chat. Man, did you put a comment, brother? Let me check quick. I don't see nothing. Oh, okay. He did comment something earlier. He said, there's really nothing out there worth letting Carr go. I 100% agree with you. Because it's going to be harder to replace him than it is to go than what is going to be worth trading him. Now, even if it's 2 first-round draft picks, then okay, that's pretty enticing. If you can get 2 first-round draft picks, plus you would be saving cap. You'd be saving cap that you wouldn't have to re-sign him for. But who would be the quarterback? And everybody speaks on, this is the most important position. You got the ball in your hands every single time, but we're able to be frivolous with it, right? We're able to be, well, he's not good enough, let's go on to the next. As if we know what a good quarterback is, because since 2002, we haven't gone to the playoffs without Derek Carr. So since 2002, without Derek Carr, we never went to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Since 2002, we've gone to the playoff twice, and they were both with Derek Carr. So I just want to know, who are we going to replace him with, and then who's going to be willing to put up with a BS, right? Because this is what this is all about. This is what this whole conversation is about. Is Derek Carr is putting up with so much stuff. 6 head coaches in 9 years. 6 head coaches in 9 years. And this is why this kind of stuff is coming out. He doesn't want to go with another head coach. He doesn't want to get another offensive coordinator. If we get a new defensive coordinator, there's going to be new pieces everywhere because think about it. We have no defensive tackles. Who's our defensive tackle? We have none signed. Think about it. Hankins, Jefferson, Thomas, Falone. These dudes are all free agents. They were all on one-year contracts. Falone and Jefferson are Gus Bradley guys. Casey Hayward is a Gus Bradley guy. Perriman again. Teamer, Faison. All these guys are Gus Bradley. So once he leaves, then it's going to change. So a lot is going to change. And I mean, that's a good point. And we kind of spoke on that. So I think it's a crucial year as far as the quarterback position goes for the Raiders, because this is a year you either sign him or trade him. This is a year you either sign Derek Carr or you trade him. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because if you don't, then he's gonna end up walking away, and we're not gonna get anything for him. Kind of like both of our first-round draft picks and Damon Arnett and Henry Ruggs. We didn't get anything for it, and we can't be having these transactions to where we let potential capital walk away with nothing. So let me get back to the chat, man. Jack Bauer says DC doesn't want to play for a coach that will hold him accountable for his poor play and possibly bench him. That's why he wants Rich, because Rich ain't finna pull his weight and sit DC. Well, Jack, I don't think that's 100% accurate, because we had John Gruden. Like, we had John Gruden. We had probably one of the most tenacious coaches in the NFL. You know what I mean? And in the moment John Gruden came in, he was getting rid of Derek Carr. But Derek Carr was a starting quarterback the whole time. So I just don't think that statement holds any truth to it whatsoever. It holds no truth to it whatsoever. We had JDR and John Gruden and Richard Bisaccia and Tony Sparano and who was the coach when Tony Sparano was here? I can't remember. We've had 6 different head coaches. You're telling me 6 different head coaches didn't have the balls to bench Derek Carr, and I just don't think that holds any truth. It just doesn't make sense at all. Susan says, what's the people's definition of elite? Yeah, people will throw that word elite around a lot. And for me personally, I just think it's funny because you have Jimmy G going to beat the Packers, who have an elite quarterback, right? Okay. Or you have Matthew Stafford, who everybody compared to Derek Carr. Everybody was saying Derek Carr haters. People that did not like Derek Carr were saying he's like Matthew Stafford. Derek Carr and Matthew Stafford are the same person. Well, if Derek Carr and Matthew Stafford are the same person, why don't you build a fucking team like the Rams did so we can go to the conference championship? I mean, where's the common sense? Like, use some common sense. You're the one that said it. If Matthew Stafford and Derek Carr are the same quarterback, and this is coming from people that don't like Derek Carr, then shouldn't we just build our team? Like, that's that's kind of what people have been saying the whole time. But it's just the fact that people will backpedal on their logic, on their theory, on their statements, on contradict themselves on everything they say, and then come up here as a content creator and then go out there and spew something else. It's like, bro, you flip-flop every other week. It's like one week you like Carr, the next week you don't like Carr. Or if this comes out, now it's all of a sudden you want to do this, but then he does a little good, and then you want to back up. It's like that right there just shows you're kind of lacking consistency, and you don't really know what you're talking about. That's why you're switching what you say every single week. And personally, I just don't think. I don't know. It's just different. It's just different. There's no consistency in your theory or your statements or your logic, and you got to hold yourself accountable when you're up here telling people certain things and try to get your point across. So I don't know, man. I don't know what elite means anymore. I just don't know what elite means anymore, bro. I honestly don't. We want Watson, who went 4-12 the last time he played. We want Russell Wilson, who won just, I don't even know how many games he won in Seattle, And it's just, I just don't get it anymore. I don't even know what this elite word is supposed to mean. Is Jimmy G elite? Should we go trade Derek Carr for Jimmy G? No, we shouldn't, because we know Derek Carr is better than Jimmy G. So why is Jimmy G playing Matthew Stafford, who is identical to Derek Carr, in the conference championship? That's just in my brain. Oh no, man. I just think it's funny how people really think. So let's get back to it, man. Ritter says, when we had Ruggs, Carr was playing great. Get a true number one wide receiver, add good O lineman, and our offense would be lethal. And to be honest, he was playing well with Ruggs, and the offensive line was worse. The offensive line was worse. Let's be honest. The offensive line at the beginning of the year was worse. It got better throughout the year. So it was worse at the beginning and it was better at the end. But at the end, we didn't have any weapons. At the beginning, we had all the weapons we needed. So that kind of tells me, okay, we can kind of get away with a decent O-line. Not even decent, because our O-line was atrocious, actually, in the beginning. And we were 5-2 with a terrible offensive line. Let's remember that. Our offensive line was terrible at the beginning of the year, and we were 5-2. Nearly halfway through the season. We had all our weapons. We had Waller, we had Ruggs, we had Renfro, we had Drake, Jacobs. We started losing weapons. We lost Ruggs, we lost Waller, we lost Drake, we lost Ingold, right? The offensive line got better, but we lost too many pieces. I mean, think about that. Think about all the pieces we had lost on offense alone, just offensive weapons alone, right? So I think we can get away with subpar offensive line play if we have playmakers on the outside. That's just my opinion. Shima86, why do I get this feeling that Mark Davis is going to F things up with these hires and with DC? You know, if you have that feeling, man, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope he figures this out and makes the best decision possible. Whether it's getting rid of Derek Carr or not, I don't think that really matters too much. Well, it does matter a lot, but I don't think that's the main thing. I just think he needs to do it the right way. Bring in your GM and your head coach and then have them make the decision. You know, I don't want Mark Davis making that decision. Have your GM and head coach make that decision. And another thing is, let me see something real quick. Paulo with the $2 super chat. ONT6 with another super chat. Appreciate it, bro. He says, I agree, Ray. It's going to be a big mistake if we move to 3-4. Biggest need in draft is D-tackle, cornerback. And is there any quarterback you like from this class? Because I don't. Oh, man, that boy going to ask me. Okay, I'm going to drop y'all a gem right here, man. Do I like any quarterbacks? Yes, I do. I like Kenny Pickett. I like Pickett. If we get any quarterback, I would like Pickett because I think he has a lot of the same tangibles as Justin Herbert. The only difference is he has small hands, and the school he went to is cool, you know what I mean? But it's not Oregon or anything. I like Kenny Pickett, though. So if there's any quarterback we get, I would want it to be Kenny Pickett. I don't think there's any other quarterback I'd want to grab. Maybe I believe his name is it Carson Strong. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but Strong out of Nevada, I do like him. Some people say he stands still like a statue. I didn't really see that. I seen he was pretty wasn't mobile, but he does have a pocket presence, and he is able to move and shift, kind of like a Tom Brady does. Just mobile, just subtle steps to where he's able to get in the spot away from the defender and he can't get him. So I do like Strong out of Nevada as well, man. Appreciate the super chat, bro. Appreciate the super chat. EJ Ryder with the super chat. He says, I believe Dodds is the guy. I think he showed Davis in the office a roadmap of what he wants done and how to do it, including the Carr situation. You know, if that's the case, I'm not mad at it. I do like I don't know if I like Dodds a lot, but I do like him, right? He's not my number one candidate. And the only reason I say that is because the Carson Wentz situation, and then I look at the Colts drafting, and I just don't really like the Colts drafting that much. That's just my opinion, of course, but I don't really like their drafting too much. You look at their last year draft, I don't really know the year before that. with their first couple picks, they had got Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman, which we all know are great football players. But outside of that, it wasn't really much. And then you go back to 19, wasn't really much there either. So I'm not really sure what all the hype is about, but he may be a solid GM, and he doesn't look like he's out there screwing stuff up. So I'm not mad at Dawes. But since EJ brought it up, I want to ask y'all this question. Should the Raiders' new GM be a part of the head coach hiring process? I want to see what your guys' opinion is on this, because my thoughts or idea on it is we've been interviewing head coaches before we even have a GM. And to me, that's kind of confusing, because shouldn't you want your GM in the building when hiring a head coach or when interviewing a head coach? That's just kind of my thought on it, because we've interviewed Rich Bisaccia. I believe we interviewed Gerard Mayo. We interviewed, let me see. Defensive back coach, this just in right now, y'all. Defensive back coach Ron Miles has reportedly emerged as a top name to watch in upcoming defensive coordinator openings. The Broncos are one of the teams interested under new head coach Nathaniel Hackett. Oh my goodness, that would be tough right there. So this just out per Raiders.scout. Says defensive back coach Ron Miles has reportedly emerged as a top name to watch in upcoming defensive coordinator openings. The Broncos are one of the teams to be interested under new head coach Nathaniel Hackett. Oh my goodness, that would be treacherous. What's good with it, JoJo? Ray need a shirt. Where's the Logic t-shirt? I like that, bro. I might have to do that. Where's the Logic t-shirt? Where's the Logic t-shirt? Gonna have to get that going. That's fire. Lonnie, appreciate you, Lonnie. She says yes. Yes, GM should have a say. Said Goodell already got the GM set up for us. Oh man. DeVille says, so we go to the playoffs for the first time in decades and you fire your GM and don't automatically pay your quarterback? Yeah, we got a lot of things we got to figure out, man. Definitely got some things we have to figure out. But let's get back to this question, man, because I just think it's interesting that we're interviewing for a head coaching position, but we don't have a GM. And in my personal opinion, like I said, it says, should the Raiders' new GM be a part of the head coaching hiring process? And I think it should. I think we should bring in a GM before we start interviewing head coaches. But the thing is, we've already interviewed head coaches, right? We've already brought in Rich Bisaccia to interview without a GM, without our new GM being there. So what is it that's keeping us from getting a GM and then interviewing the head coaches, right? And then also, what's taking so long for us just to get a GM or us to get a head coach? You look at the the Broncos, and they went and picked up the Packers offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. That is now their new head coach. It's already been reported, like I just said, that Ron Miles, our defensive back coach, is being looked at for defensive coordinator spots, and Broncos are a potential landing spot. And that's the only landing spot so far rumored. I don't know. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough in my opinion. And then you move on. You look at the Bears. The Bears go and get their head coach, Matt Eberflus from the Colts. That's somebody I actually liked. Eberflus was somebody I liked. I think the Colts defense was good not because of their drafting or because of Dodds. I thought it was because of their coach, Eberflus, was a good defensive coordinator. Then you look at the Vikings. They went and got their GM. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they took no chances. They went and got Byron Leftwich like that, right? So I think it's pivotal in that we have a GM when we hire a head coach. So all of the head coaches we've interviewed so far, in my personal opinion, I don't think they're even candidates. I don't even think that we're going to hire those guys, because I think we're going to end up getting a GM, and then once we get our GM, we'll interview a guy that we want as the head coach, and that's how it's going to work. There's no way you hire a head coach without having your GM in there. I don't know. For me, that just doesn't seem right. I'm not sure what Mark Davis is doing in that as far as that goes. And then also with the Derek Carr situation, you need to bring in a GM so he can help you and your head coach so they can help you figure out what to do with your quarterback. You have to bring in this personnel so we can figure this out. I don't want Mark Davis making these decisions on his own. We need somebody that knows and has the knowledge and that can get the job done. So definitely needed to bring in a GM before start interviewing these head coaches. So I'm sorry. If y'all want Rich Bisaccia as the head coach, in my personal opinion, I don't think he's going to be the head coach. I don't think he's going to be the head coach. Sorry. Just can't be. Just can't be. Let's get to the chat and see what y'all think about it. Agent Red says, if Dodds comes in, I believe Harbaugh is the guy. I agree. I 100% agree. There has to be some type of connection there. If you bring in Dodds, and supposedly, you know what I mean, from what reports say, what rumors are, is that Dodds blew away Mark Davis and that he's looking real good for the job. And now you just put the two together, and then you have Harbaugh. You go down the line, you have Pep Hamilton available. You go down the line, you have Vic Fangio available. So at what point are we just going to say, okay, that's what it is? None of these guys have been hired yet, right? None of these guys are being interviewed or hired. Dodds already rejected the Bears GM spot, or whatever word you want to use. Pep Hamilton already said he's not going to take a job at a specific spot. I can't remember at the moment. So with that, all that being said, you have to take into consideration that smoke started early, and it's probably firing now, and it's probably in some type of works. I think what's taking the longest, though, is Derek Carr's situation. I think that's what's making this take the longest, and what's keeping this hiring process kind of in limbo right now. But let's go ahead and move on. Jose Redder says, we are starving franchise and confused. The best we have seen in a long time, with best in the NFL. Raider Knack says, Mark is going back to the days when Al would hire a head coach and already have the coaching staff in place. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know if a head coach comes in here and keeps the staff we have. That just be interesting, man. That would definitely be interesting. But I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know, honestly, man. I don't know what Mark Davis is doing. Is Mark Davis bringing in guys for the GM spot and kind of asking them, like, hey, would you like to keep Richard Bisaccia as the head coach? Like, is he doing something like that? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Digital Press says, I agree with Ray. It's going to take us some time to get a coach, but we need to bring in a GM to resolve the management on the team. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's what we need, to have a GM before we start making decisions about who the head coach is going to be. That's just what confuses me with Mark Davis. Meanings, appreciate you pulling up, bro. Appreciate the super chat and you supporting all the time. It says Davis is one of the GM that says Rich is someone he can work with, and that's why no hire yet. MM didn't draft well, he thinks. Well, Benish, I just kind of said that, right? And I agree with you. Is this what's going on? Is this what's going on? Are we bringing in GMs to see, okay, can they work with Rich, or do they want to work with a certain guy that we have in mind with this coaching staff, or do they want to work with this coaching staff? I don't know. I think it's just pretty interesting, the dynamic of it. And another thing they could be going about it is we have a guy in Gus Bradley who is a defensive coordinator. He takes care of the defense. We have a guy in Greg Olsen that takes care of the offense, which I know a lot of people do not want Greg Olsen still as the OC, but he takes care of the offense. Rich Bisaccia takes care of the special teams and kind of oversees the team's morale, almost, it seems like. He's just the mediator, almost is what it seems like to me. Now, is Mark Davis bringing the GM to see if we could get a guy that could facilitate the coaching staff that's already in place now? I don't know, man. That could definitely be an angle to go after, but we'll see. We the People 707 says, Miles is general. Don't worry me. More vanilla 3 defense. I mean, yeah, potentially. I think he's a good defensive back coach, and he might have some different things in store than what Gus Bradley does. Honestly, man, you just don't know. You just don't know. A bunch of other coaches came from under Gus Bradley, and they moved on to different defenses, tweaked theirs a little bit. Gus Bradley just hold on to what he built, but those guys they that were under him moved on and tweaked a little bit and did their own thing. Counselor says, we know Dodds and Harbaugh ain't giving Carr the extension. His big homie Olsen is gone for sure. Well, look, I wouldn't be mad at that because I'm not a big fan of Greg Olsen. I don't think Greg Olsen needs to be an offensive coordinator for the Raiders, that is. I think we need something new, especially we need something new, something fresh, something innovative. We have the old, and think about it, he's the oldest offensive coordinator in the league. Greg Olsen is the oldest offensive coordinator in the league, and it kind of shows in our play. Look at our red zone offense. Red zone offense is atrocious. Marquez says, I'm a little late. What's good? What's good with you, Marquez? Appreciate you able to make it, man. Hugh Jack says, supposedly Dodds really impressed Davis and others. Yeah, exactly. That's what the word is right now. That's definitely what the word is, that he impressed Davis and them. Eternal Ball says, I want Carr to do well if he is a Raider, but I'm all for improvement. 100%, bro. I think everybody's down to improve. I think the number one thing is you can't assume that getting rid of Carr means we're going to improve automatically. Or the fact that, say we get rid of Carr and we go get a Russell Wilson, is that going to really improve our team? Would that really improve the team, or would it just make the team more popular or more flashy or actually have more of a superstar? You know, like, imagine us doing that, getting rid of Carr, going to pay a quarterback, do whatever we do just to go 10-7, you know, and make the divisional, just to do what we did this year again. We'd be in the same spot. You know what I mean? I just don't understand people's angles thinking we need to switch the quarterback out to win a Super Bowl. That's just my mindset is just, I just don't believe that. Minutes with another super chat. Appreciate it, bro. He says, I think keep all the staff there for one more year. Players need stability. We lacked. We didn't do too bad. So, Minutes, I kind of touched on this earlier, and this is kind of my idea on why we can't keep this coaching staff for one more year and why it's such a problem, because Derek Carr is on an extension year. He's on a year to where he needs to get a new contract. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go into this year saying we're going to give the coaching staff one more year, but then go and re-sign Derek Carr. You can't re-sign Derek Carr to 4 years to 4 or 5 more years, right? But have your coaching staff on a 1-year rental, because that means that very next year you're just gonna have a whole new coaching staff. You're gonna have new faces, and as we know, that's what this whole conversation is about, is that Derek Carr doesn't want that. So at some point, it's going to be this is basically, we're at a point in a hiring process as a franchise. It's a bend don't break situation. You know what I mean? And it's kind of because of Carr. Carr is putting our franchise in a rift to where he doesn't want to see a bunch of new faces as coaches, from what it sounds like, right? And this is where we're at right now. This is where we're at right now. Jordy 510 says, if Ron Miles becomes a DC on another team, do we get picks, or is it he just becomes a head coach? Honestly, I think it might be if he gets a head coach. I think you get conditional pick if he becomes a head coach. I don't know if he becomes a DC, though. Not 100% sure on that, man. Not 100% sure on that. ONT6 with another super. I appreciate you, brother. If y'all want to get featured on the channel, have your comment featured on the channel, all you got to do is drop a super chat, and it supports all the way. Appreciate y'all. He says, we need to hire a GM first, then let him pick the head coach. Then together they should decide what we're going to do with Derek Carr going forward. Exactly, ONT. Exactly. You can't sit here and be halfway in, halfway out with Derek Carr. It's either you're in or out with Derek Carr. I think Mark Davis needs to figure that out. And I don't know if it's him figuring it out. I don't know if he's trying to find somebody to help him figure it out. I don't know what he's doing, because it seems like it's taking us a while to make this hiring decision when other people kind of have something in mind already. And like I said, I think it comes back to Derek Carr. It goes back to Derek Carr creating a rift inside the building when it comes to the coaching staff and when it comes to him being re-signed. I don't think he wants to see a bunch of new faces and stuff like that, which I totally agree. 6 new head coaches in 9 years. 6 head coaches in 9 years. That's impressive. Raider Casper says Wilson will not improve the team, but he will definitely cost more than Carr. That's for sure. Exactly. See, this is kind of where I'm coming from. We can improve the quarterback position, but I don't think it improves the team. I don't think it improves the team. That's just my opinion, right? He'll just, because think about it. He's going to cost more, like you said. So that means he's going to take away from another spot. It's going to take away from another spot. Not only that, how do we know it's going to actually improve the team when they have better weapons where the quarterback is coming from, right? You look at the Seahawks. We don't have a DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett out there, right? You look at people will say Aaron Rodgers, for instance. Aaron Rodgers could not do it with the Packers. What the heck makes you think that he's going to come to the Raiders in Vegas and make it happen with Vegas when we don't have a defense like the Packers? We don't have a Clark in the middle of the defense. They have Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith on the outside. They have Jair Alexander, top 5 corner in the entire league. They got Darnell Savage, Adrian Amos. Like, bro, their defense is stacked. I think their defense is top 5 right now. Not only that, they got Devontae Adams, the very wide receiver we want. So bringing in Aaron Rodgers would be expensive, but at the same time, we do not have the same team the Green Bay Packers have. We do not have the same coaching that the Green Bay Packers have. We don't call the same plays. So for just in my opinion, bro, I just don't see where people's logic really lands with all that. Digi Press says everyone is about 50-50 on Carr right now. I'll keep there. If this team does well with Carr this season, that will tell the whole narrative. If not, understand we're going to rebuild, slow fixes. You know, the thing is, Prez, is that there's no one more year. This is the off season. This is the off season. Like, we're going into this season, in my opinion, either with Derek Carr with an extension and some things figured out, or Derek Carr is going to be traded, or he's going to retire potentially, whatever that happens. But it's not one more year, bro. There is no one more year, man. Like, think about it. You're saying if this team does well with Carr this season, well, I mean, he just went to the playoffs. His trade value is highest right now. And if you wait till next year, you're not going to be able to trade him. He'll be out of a contract. And will he even play on that? And will he even want to play without a contract extension? We have to realize this. He's in his last year. Would he want to be playing on his last year of this contract without an extension? So something we got to definitely look at. Tickler said, put DC4 on Titans. They move on to the Super Bowl, so it's a tough league to play in. I mean, it is, bro. It is. And I think people need to understand, most importantly, that we need to build a complete team with consistency. Like, I just don't understand where people don't understand that. How do people not understand that, right? You can't have 6 head coaches in 9 years and expect to be successful. And think about the 2 coaches he had the longest. He went to the playoffs. When he had JDR. In year 3 of being in the NFL, he took the Raiders to the playoffs after they haven't went to the playoffs since 2002. Some of y'all weren't even born, right? Because there's some young cats out here to where they weren't even born the last time we went to the playoffs. So I just don't understand where people really get off, especially Raider fans. I think Raider fans really need to humble themselves and realize, look, like, before Carr, the best you could probably bring up is one season and say Jason Campbell. Like, that's pretty pathetic. That's a pathetic argument. So, I don't know. John V says, y'all think one Super Bowl makes you elite for life? Russ is currently trash. A-Rod is currently no better than Carr. I'm not going to say that. I think A-Rod is better than Carr. Russ, I wouldn't say isn't trash, but Russ is kind of overrated in my opinion. I've already proven this a dozen times. When Aaron Rodgers won the Super Bowl, he had the #1 ranked defense in the league. I think people need to understand the fact. This is a fact. This is a known fact that Aaron Rodgers and the Russell Wilson, when they both won their Super Bowls, they had the number 1 ranked defense in the league. Number 1. We just went to the playoffs. We had the worst defense out of every team in the playoffs. We had the worst defense out of every team in the playoffs. We had the worst run game out of every single team in the playoffs. I said we had the worst defense. We were ranked 29th, 30th in defense this year. So I'm not really trying to hear it, man. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers both had the number 1 ranked defense when they won the Super Bowl. So unless we have the number 1 ranked defense and get a bunch more weapons, at least the Davante Adams that he already had and company, I don't know. I don't know where we're going to get the money from and be able to build that number 1 defense. It's a fact. Y'all can look it up yourself. It is a fact. You go look at Tom Brady's defenses. Tom Brady has had more defenses ranked inside the top 10 than he has outside of the top 15. A lot of people don't realize that. Let me see. Lonnie says, I think Davis already knows who his GM head coach is. I agree, Lonnie. To an extent, I agree. What I think is messing it up is Derek Carr, in my opinion. Is Derek Carr. It's not going to be easy for him to convince Derek Carr or whatever the dynamic is there to say, hey, I'm going to do another personnel rebuild. I'm bringing in a new head coach. I'm bringing in a new GM. And tell Derek Carr, like, we're going to go through this again. In his 9th year, he's going on, his 6th head coach. It's going to be hard, in my opinion. But I do think, Lonnie, he does have a guy in mind. He already knows he's going to get Dodds and Harbaugh. In my opinion, that's just what I think. It's just a matter of time. Raider Casper, if you don't have faith in keeping a head coach or a GM, etc., for more than a year, then they don't deserve. Exactly. That's my point. That's a good point. 805 says Adams, Robinson, Carr. Yeah, I wish, man. Personally, after thinking about it and looking at it, I'm not really tripping if we get Adams or not. I don't think we need Adams. It would be nice, but I really don't think we need Adams like that. Eternal Boss says, I can be honest about Carr and like some Carr fanatics in here. Eternal Boss, man. Boy, funny. Let me get down, though. Let me scroll down. Let me get to the super chat. ONT6 with another super. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the super chats today. Been blowing it up. He says, if we trade for Wilson or Rodgers, it's going to cost first-round pick, Miller, Max, and a couple more of our young players, leaving us with what? Oh, man. If we go after them, we definitely would have to give up a first-rounder, I feel like, and Carr. We probably have to give up Carr and a first. But I wouldn't do that. I'm like, bro, I don't think those guys are that good. Would you rather have Carr and Ruggs or just Rodgers alone? That's just my opinion. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I say Carr and Rodgers because you have Carr already and you can get with your first round pick. We had got a Ruggs. You see what I'm saying? We could just keep Carr, go use our first round pick, get a wide receiver, and just be back. I'd rather, I don't want to pay a quarterback $40+ million. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Luis says, in the past 4 years, Chiefs have made the AFC Championship game. You'll think Mark Davis will get it together by now. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be honest. I know a lot of people are hard on Mark Davis. But at the same time, you got to think, man, he's done actually look, let me give Mark Davis his flowers, yo. We have a top-notch stadium, right? If you've ever been to a game at the Coliseum, you go into the bathrooms and those things were terrible, bro. They were literally like a big old long bathtub, and that's where you went to the bathroom. Like, bro, that was the urinal. I'm like, bro, this is terrible. It's 2000 and what the last game I went to? 2017, 2016, or 2006, 2017, 2018. And bro, you got bathtub looking urinals in here. So you got to give Mark Davis his flowers, man, for getting us in Las Vegas, for putting on, man, we got the Pro Bowl there. We got the Super Bowl there. We got the draft there, right? We're actually getting a little bit more attention, and we're getting a little bit more respect. But the fact we have a new stadium goes a long way. We've made it to the playoffs twice. Think about it. We've made it to the playoffs twice since he's taken over. before we were in a drought. So you have to give Mark Davis some credit. He tried. He's been trying. I think Mark Davis has been trying to do the right thing. He brought in John Gruden. He thought that would be a good idea, which it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a terrible idea. We actually ended up making the playoffs and after he resigns. But before that, he had JDR and Reggie McKenzie. We went to the playoffs, 12-4 season. We had an MVP caliber looking quarterback. We had Amari Cooper. We had all these things going. And then it just a lot of things happen. It seems like we always get hit with something crazy. Car injury, Henry Ruggs accident, John Gruden resigned. You got the Arnett situations. You got the other DUI situations. So I just think we got to give Mark Davis a little bit more credit, man. He hasn't just completely been terrible. ONT6, man, killing it with the supers, bro. He says Aaron Rodgers would have never won his Super Bowl if Charles Woodson didn't sign with the Packers. Russell Wilson has not won since they had a D. Oh, I mean, that's 100% true, bro, because the first 2 Super Bowls he went to, he was on a rookie contract, for one, but 2, those defenses were ranked number 1. Both years, they were ranked number 1, or either number 1 or number 2. And he lost the second Super Bowl, of course. And then ever since, that defense got dismantled. Richard Sherman left, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and it kind of got dismantled. Bruce Irvin wasn't there anymore. And then look what happened to Seattle. They went and paid Russell Wilson, and they haven't done anything since. I mean, come on now. Westside Sports Radio says, good morning. Good morning to you too, brother. You got to be able to make it. Agent Red says Robinson, Chark, or Godwin. So I'm going to be doing a video here soon of my top 5. Well, I'm going to do a video on my top 5 favorite wide receivers in the draft. And then also I'm going to do a video of my free agent wish list. DJ Chark, I put his name out there. I feel like I put his name out there early because I do like DJ Chark. He's a guy that I want to go after. Him and Robinson would be 2 guys I would love to bring in. If we could bring in Robinson and Chark, that would be perfect. But if I had to pick out of these 3 Agent Red, I would go with Robinson because I feel like we can get a guy that's similar to Chark in the draft. We can go get a guy like David Bell. He's similar to Allen Robinson, in my opinion, or he can at least get to like an Allen Robinson style. A DJ Chark style, we'd be able to get a guy like that in the draft easy, in my opinion. But I do like DJ Chark. He's one of my favorites in the free agency. Okay, you responded to Lurker. Minish with the super chat. He says, we are where we are after bad drafting for many years. Before John Gruden, this only turns around with a proven evaluator. Yeah, 100%, bro. Because you think about it, a lot of our first round picks aren't even with us. They're not with us. We drafted a first round pick. Let's start all the way back to 2014. We drafted Khalil Mack. He's not with us. Next year, we drafted Amari Cooper. He's not with us. We drafted Amari Cooper. Then the next year, we drafted who did we draft? Did we draft Carl Joseph? I don't know if we drafted Carl Joseph. Who did we draft after Amari Cooper? I can't remember. They're not with us. Garyon Conley's not with us. Henry Ruggs isn't with us. Damon Arnett is not with us. Y'all need to think about this, yo. That's 6 first-round picks. 6 first-round picks already I've named that are not with us anymore. So, Minish, I agree with you, bro. We need a proven evaluator, but not only that, we just need consistency, bro. I didn't even realize that. Ever since 2014, I think we only have a couple of our first-round picks still on this team, yo. That's wild. That's crazy. Alex Marquez says, we don't need an elite quarterback to win. Y'all need to get that through y'all damn heads. We need a top 10 defense. Look at the last 20 Super Bowl winners and how many of them had a defense outside of the top 10. Exactly. I've been trying to beat this point into people's heads that, look, it takes a defense to win. You can have an offense that is subpar with a quarterback that is decent, right? With a decent running game, decent passing game. But if you have a defense that's top 10 that is solid, bro, you're going to go far. Look what the Patriots did. Look what the Titans did. That's a perfect example. The Titans went to the divisional round with nearly kind of no weapons for a little chunk of their season. but they had the number 6 defense in the league. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on. Henry was hurt. They have Tannehill at quarterback. Like, bro, they have a 6th ranked defense. That's why they're able to make it so far. It wasn't because their offense was fire or anything like that. Go ahead and look at the Patriots. Bro, Mac Jones is garbage. People try to tell me because the Patriots had a better record than the Raiders that Mac Jones is better than Derek Carr. And I try to tell them, well, you know what I mean? They do have the best defense in the league. Bro, it's because defense. A defense will get you very far. Very far. And I know people will try to use the narrative, well, did you just watch the Chiefs and Bills game? Did you just watch the Chiefs and Bills game? It's offensive league, blah, blah, blah. What? Did we just not watch the Super Bowl last year and watch that same offense get blown out, only be able to put up 2 field goals? And the same and Tom Brady on the other side had a terrible game in the Super Bowl as well. Like, bro, like, I think people need to take a step back from it's an offensive league. You know, the Bills and Chiefs game was the best. Bro, we just watched the Raiders beat the Chiefs last year in a similar style game. Both games we played the Chiefs last year was similar. So Alex Marquez hit it on the head, bro. Defense is the way to go. Don't believe or jump into this narrative that people are saying it's an offensive league and you know, it's 2-tiered to the offense. That's a bunch of BS, bro. Bunch of BS. We're currently at 9:35 Pacific Standard Time. Again, January 27th. We're at Good Morning Nation. Appreciate everybody that's pulling up. We're over 180 deep. Everybody in the chat is lit right now. I hope y'all could hit the like button. It's free way to support. We're going to keep this thing rolling. But if y'all can't hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If y'all new here, it goes a long way. It's a free way to support the channel. Again, if y'all want to join the membership as well, go ahead and hit that join button. We will be doing a members only film study live every other Wednesday of every single game of last year, and we're going to review what's going on. It should get us through at least summertime. It'll get us through the draft, y'all. So if y'all want to check that out, make sure to join the membership. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Now let's get back to the chat, man. ONT6 says, we still going to break down the Bengals film? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just mentioned that. We will be breaking it down. Like I said, next Wednesday, bro. We will start with the Bengals film next Wednesday. Every other Wednesday, we will be doing a film breakdown on the teams. And like I said, I want to do something to where it'll get us through this offseason, right? This will get us through the offseason. Watching Raiders games from last year. We got to evaluate the talent we have. We got to look at some people we want to bring back, right? So I think it's only right. So yes, sir, ONT6. Glad you asked, bro. Glad you asked. Let me get down, man. Let me get down. There's a lot of comments. EJ Ritter said, I just really like Bradley's evaluation of defensive talent. So do I, bro. So do I. I 100% like Gus Bradley's evaluation and talent. There's really hasn't been any team you could say that Gus Bradley went and messed up the defense or he went and didn't get good talent. That's just my opinion. You really can't say that. Oh, my boy says he's from Sicily. He likes the show. I appreciate you, Frank Polari, if I pronounced that right. You know what I mean? I always love to hear when people are watching from a distance. So I'm glad you're able to come through and support the channel, man. Thank you. You know what I mean? If you want to see more shows, bro, hit the subscribe button if you want. Go ahead, man. I hope to see you around. Welcome to Ready to Take, by the way. Tickler says, it's so tough to play defense, though, bro. You can't even touch the quarterback at all. These wide receivers like Ruggs or Tyreek Hill literally run away from guys. Look, I totally agree. Tickler. But take a step back and think about it, man. Take a step back and think about it. Last year's Super Bowl, it was a defense performance, was it not? Last year's Super Bowl was a defense performance. You go back and think about that 28-3 performance. It was the Falcons versus the Patriots. It was both it was defense on both sides of the ball. That was a defensive game, right? The defense just showed up. So I think the narrative that is all offense is in my opinion, I think it's just too oversold and people are buying it too much because it's getting away from that defense win championships mentality. And it's not, and it hasn't changed. Defenses still win championships. They still win championships. I'm sorry. So that's just my opinion, of course. I'm not going to really feed into it. Oh, it's all offense, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not going to feed into that, man. I'm not going to feed into that. Ray Love said, it is a fact that Carr is the fourth quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 3,000 yards in 8 straight seasons. Elite company at Eternal Bun. What's that mean, bro? But I mean, that is elite company. That is elite company. For me, I've always thought that yards were overrated. So if you want to dig into it more, then you would have to. For Carr, though, in his defense, I don't know about his yards being overrated, because he was like top 2 throughout nearly the whole season. He was top 2 in air yards. So when people say, oh, he doesn't air the ball out enough or he doesn't do this, he's throwing more air yards than our receivers are actually running with the football. Like, if you think about that, that's ridiculous. He's throwing more yards in the air than our running backs run with the football and our receivers run with the football. So it definitely holds weight, bro. It definitely holds weight. Eternal Ball says Olsen is not doing Carr any favors. That's true. Yeah, that's 100% true, bro. 100% true. %100% true. Digital Press says Raid has enough film content for sure. He can do player analysis breakdown too. That would be legit. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a Max Crosby all 22 film study here in a little bit. I want to do it because this is a good year for him, right? Pro Bowl season. Really not, I wouldn't even say a breakout season because we known about him, but he really stepped out, led the league in pressures. TC Michael, glad you're able to pull up, man. He says, I want to keep our scouting team. Look at our undrafted and late round picks. That needs to continue. 100%, bro. This past draft definitely looked good. And I think it looked good mainly from the offensive side of the ball. And do you contribute that to Mike Mayock, or do you contribute it to Gus Bradley? So definitely interesting. Yeah, he's not versatile enough, Red. We know this, man. Gus Bradley is definitely not versatile enough. Rod Gas pulled up. Appreciate you able to make it, man. He says, Raid, would love to hear your input on Dodds right now whenever you are done. I don't really know, man. I haven't been able to catch up, bro, but I'm not really I'm not really trying to give opinions on other content creators' opinions unless I'm on the show with them, talking to them. You know what I mean? Just because it creates that more transparency and I'm right in front of them, so it doesn't seem like I'm trying to go out my way. You know what I mean? Me and Docs always do shows, so I'm sure me and him will touch bases on it, bro. Tape Don't Lie breaks down film like nobody else, but Ray just as good. Tape Don't Lie breaks down film, I would say, differently than me. They are very good at breaking down film, though. I love watching Tape Don't Lie. I learned a lot from them. They definitely dig into specific schemes, sets, the plays, the concept behind the plays. So those if you really want to be a little bit more in depth, they definitely get into it, man. Produced by Jack West says, gives a $5 super chat. Let me see if he commented anything. But he does send a super chat. Appreciate the support, brother. Appreciate you able to send a super chat and support the channel. It means a lot. Lonnie says, let's be real. DC, the reason we won. How many comebacks? Any other quarterback, this team would have been 4-13. I definitely agree. I definitely agree, man. You think about it, and you sit there and you'll say the defense won us this game, defense won us that game. But if you think about it, we went to 4 overtimes this year. And every overtime we went in, we were winning. So that means the defense gave up touchdowns to put the team back in a position to tie it. And then we had to go to overtime. You think about the Chargers game. The Chargers game, we were up 29-15. We're beating the Chargers 29-15. Are we going to get mad now because the offense isn't putting up points? The offense isn't putting up points. Why the hell are we going to overtime if it's 29-15 with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter? Think about that, y'all. Think about that. Think about when we play the Dolphins. We're beating the Dolphins with 4 minutes left in the game. We're up by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. We end up in overtime. How do you end up in overtime? You see what I'm saying? Y'all understand where I'm going with this. Y'all get my point. EJ Redder said, Ray's last couple lives have been super fire, though, entertaining yourself. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it, EJ. Appreciate it. John Boss says, thank you, Ray. Yards alone are overrated. Yes, yards alone are overrated. One thing for Derek Carr, he definitely has to get his touchdowns up. He has to get that touchdown number up. I think he struggles to get over 30. He struggles to get over 30. I think for his career, as high as 32. TC Michael says, but you got to score points to win. We have to beat KC. We will need 30 points. Now, look, everybody thought this offense would be the same as last year. What happened between last year and this year? Why can't we do that again? Everybody watched that Chiefs and Bills game just the other night, the Chiefs and Bills game, acting like we ain't see a game just like that last year every time the Raiders and Chiefs played. When the Raiders and Chiefs played last year, it was literally just like that Bills game. Whoever got the ball last was going to score and they were going to win the game. What happened? We got the ball last. We won and beat the Chiefs. What happened the second time we played the Chiefs? They got the ball last. They scored. They won. You see what I'm saying? So let's not act like we ain't seen this before. You feel me? The Raiders been doing this. I mean, let's give our team a little credit here. Marquez says defense wins championships. That's a known fact. You can't deny it. As great as Manning was, his defense carried him to his last ring. That's a great example, bro. That defense was elite. We know Von Miller won the MVP of the Super Bowl that year because the defense did it. You see what I'm saying? So Reddit person says passing yards are a little overrated. Look at Fitzpatrick. Yeah. And it's funny because everybody's argument that everybody that doesn't like Derek Carr, their argument last year was Deshaun Watson, right? They're like, Deshaun Watson led the league in yards, blah, blah, blah. And now that Derek Carr gets a lot of yards, all of a sudden, yards are overrated. And I was saying this last year that yards were overrated. I don't really believe in it. And I stay consistent with what I say, but this is what I was talking about earlier. People don't stay consistent because they were using the argument that Deshaun Watson gets a lot of yards as he's a good quarterback. He gets a lot of yards. And then this year, it's overrated. And people will say it's overrated because Derek Carr got a lot of yards and doesn't go with their narrative. I just thought that was funny, man. That's one thing I noticed that people aren't consistent with. So it's definitely true. It is overrated, but the Carr haters, they lost another argument with that, man, because I remember just not too long ago, y'all saying Deshaun Watson leads the league in yards. We need to go get him. He's better than Carr, blah, blah, blah. And now all of a sudden, yards are overrated. So I just think that's funny. Johnny BC said, without all the comeback this season, we have a losing season. Carr needs to stay. Yeah. We definitely, I mean, I agree with you, man, but there's definitely more to it. This Carr is in elite company, but he is an above average quarterback that is touching those heights of achievements. I agree with that statement. 100% agree with that, Prez, because, you know, people want to throw this word elite around, which I don't really like. I just think if you have a good quarterback, you have a good quarterback, build your damn team. Build your team. Be a smart GM, be a smart head coach, build your team, and do what you got to do. Why the hell? Jimmy G is in the NFC Championship with Matthew Stafford. And I said this earlier. Everybody compared Derek Carr to Matthew Stafford before this season. And now that Matthew Stafford is in NFC Championship, why can't we just continue to hold that? Why can't we continue to hold that comparison? And I just think that right there is funny. Y'all arguing in the chat. Y'all in the chat arguing. Element Pro says, no stat is overrated when you know how to put them in their proper perspective. Yeah, whenever you want to get an angle across or ever wants to get your point across, you could definitely make a stat look good, like you said, a proper perspective, right? So Nigerian Prince, he says Carr doesn't suck. He just needs more pieces around him. And I don't have faith in this organization to bring them in. It's unfortunate because I do think he's a good quarterback. Mark needs to hit on his hire for sure. So, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying, man, because Carr doesn't suck. Let's be honest. Carr does not suck. If you sit here and say, you know, Carr sucks, he's trash, he's one of the worst quarterbacks, then you're just in your feelings. You're not really watching the football game. Is Carr the best? No, we understand that. But every team needs pieces. Every team is going to need something. And like we talked about, the Rams and the 49ers are a perfect example of that. So let's not act like we didn't go play the Bengals in their home stadium, who are currently in the AFC Championship going up against the Chiefs. And we were competitive up to the very last second, the very last play of the game. So, I mean, let me catch up to the chat real quick. Ruben Russ says, do you think we could trade Waller for a first and let Foster start for a season? You know, look, this is a super chat, y'all. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't shoot the messenger. But do you think we trade Waller? I don't think we trade Waller. But I've always talked about how I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to trading Waller because, one, I don't want to sign him to a bunch of money. Two, he didn't really have a good year this season. He's going to be 30 years old. He doesn't break enough tackles, in my opinion. Like, dude, you have to do more to just be big and fast. Everybody's big and fast, bro. And you drop passes. Sometimes you drop passes. If you're just going to be big and fast, you have to catch every ball that comes your way. I'm sorry. He doesn't make any spectacular, overly crazy catches that we're like, oh my gosh, da. No, he doesn't do anything like that. He doesn't break tackles like a Kittle or a Mark Andrews or a Travis Kelce. He doesn't make enough people miss. So I wouldn't want him to be the highest paid tight. I don't want us to make him the highest paid tight end. And if he's going to be 30 years old with injuries riddling him to where he can't even play for multiple weeks, I'm good off of that, bro. I'd rather go get some capital. I'd rather trade him. I probably wouldn't even want to trade him for a first. I'd probably want to trade him for some proven NFL talent, bro. Like, send us a proven defensive tackle and maybe like a wide receiver or something that's maybe, you know what I mean, young but not super good. I don't know. Maybe a defensive tackle in like a second. But I would want some proven NFL talent for Waller. I don't know if I'd want just one first rounder. Menace, man, he says sign Carr to an extension, draft a quarterback to learn, and get the missing pieces. That's all this year we need. Look, I agree with you, man. I would definitely do that. I would sign Carr to an extension and build this team how I think it would be successful. But what the hell is our management gonna do, bro? We don't know what this management gonna do. We have no clue. So, in effect, if they signed it to an extension, they wouldn't draft a quarterback this year. They probably draft a quarterback probably like 2 or 3 years from now. Probably 2 years from now in a later round. Like an Ian Book type, Davis Mills, Ian Book, Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond type of area. You know what I mean? Something like that. TC says football is the ultimate team sport. It takes all 11 per side to play well at the same time. Yes, 100%, bro. I'm a defensive guy. I think I'd rather have a stout defense than worry about all the little flashy offensive stuff. I'd rather have a really strong defense and just run the ball, take the time off the clock, and stop them from scoring points. That's my idea. That's how I like to rock when it comes to football. But if y'all can, man, we're already about an hour and a quarter deep, man. If y'all can, hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. If y'all new here, welcome to Ready to Tape. Good morning, nation. Let's go ahead. And like my boy Ray Love says, make sure to raid the like button. Run them likes up and subscribe if y'all new. You already know what it is. My boy Gene, drop us some appreciative comment, man. Thank you very much. Just truth, Ray, truth. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Just trying to sit here and be transparent. Speak a little bit of light into the conversation. Raider Casper says 23 has a good draft class. I think Hayner is a sleeper and ironically out of Fresno. Yeah, I've heard about it, man. It would be ironic. That's I don't know if that would be strange if we went and got another quarterback from Fresno. I don't know. If a quarterback slips though in this draft, I wouldn't be opposed to go grabbing one if a quarterback slipped. Say the second round and our pick is up and a guy like Strong is there. A guy like the only guy I would say probably would slip is Strong. If a guy like Strong is there, then yeah, definitely. But I don't know. Prince says one of those bots are here. I ain't seen a bot, but if I have any moderators in here, which I think I do, let's go ahead and get the bot out, man. Said rate the like button. Love you, fan. Appreciate it, Jim Ritter. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think Ritter's gonna fall though. You think Ritter would fall to like the second, third round? I don't think he would fall. I think he would probably be a late first. If he fell to the second, I think somebody would jump up and trade to grab him, bro. Honestly. Self-made, he says, would you be willing to give up anything for Deebo Samuel? No, man. I wouldn't give up anything for Deebo Samuel because I feel like we'd have to give up a lot for Deebo Samuel, and they're not trading him. They're not getting rid of him, bro. Douchebag Matt says, what's your over-under for quarterbacks taken in first round? Let's see. I got, let's say 3 to 4 over-under quarterbacks. Oof. Let's say 4 quarterbacks in the first round. I'll say 4 quarterbacks in the first round, man. I'll say 4 quarterbacks over. 4 quarterbacks over. I got 4 quarterbacks going over. You got Ritter. You got Pickett. I think someone will want to take Sam Howell, and there might be a late pick. Might be a late pick like a Matt Corral. You could potentially see a Matt Corral or a Strong go later in the first. But I see 4. I see 4 going in the first. I see 4 going in the first. I just know how the NFL is, and people love reaching on quarterbacks, man. So let's go ahead and hop into it, man. This is kind of the question I've been waiting to kind of pop up right here. Said they did come at Eternal first while he tried to talk to Raid. What do you mean by that, bro? Eternal? Oh, Eternal. Oh, y'all in there going back and forth with Eternal Boss. Adams' projected contract is $23.5 million a year for 4 years. Woof. Would you rather pay him $23.5 or pay Waller like 16, 17 a year? Praise Eternal Boss says praise Carr or get your comments removed. Be careful. That's not true. That's not true, Eternal Boss. That's not true, man. Because look, Eternal Boss, bro, you was here last time. You was here last time at the last live, and we already said it, bro. We don't do that, bro. I haven't done it. You haven't seen me do it. I haven't, you here rocking with us. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that serious, bro. We ain't tripping that much, bro. I think the best way to stay consistent is to promote from within the organization. Unless you truly feel your guys are not all in, I love Ron Miles. Guy needs to stick around. Yeah. I like Ron Miles too. I think he needs to stick around. How much do you think it would cost to bring back Renfro? I think Renfro would be like a 13. I think Renfro would be like 10 to 13, honestly. I know I talked about it before. This, if I remember correctly, that was the number I kind of came up with. It was 10 to 13. And that's kind of just where I was with it, man. That's just kind of where I was with it. So I'm going to probably stick with that 10 to 13. Oh, man, we only got 135 likes, y'all. If we can y'all hit that like button, see if we can get this thing up to 100. If we can, get this up to 150 likes, y'all. If we can. We got over 160 people right now. If y'all can, just hit that like button. Let's see if we can get that thing up to 150 likes, yo. Come on now. It's a free way to support the channel. All you got to do is hit the like button, man. Let's see if we can get that thing up to 150 likes. Let's see if we can get it, yo. Y'all let me know. If we can get that thing up to 150. There we go. We up to 150. See how easy that was? Boom. There we go. Rate the like button, y'all. Rate the like button. It's a free way to support the channel. You know what I mean? Help a brother out, man. Help a brother out, man. Let's get back to the chat, though. Matter of fact, I wanted to answer this question real quick. What is Derek Carr's trade value going to be this offseason? Now, in my opinion, I got to say, and I'm going to say straight up, 2 first-round picks. Boom. Hit you with it. Uh-oh. What kind of backlash am I going to get? What kind of backlash am I going to get for saying Derek Carr may be worth 2 first-round picks? Now, look, I'm going to take a step back and tell you why I think about it that it's going to be 2 first-round picks, or why it could be, is because Matthew Stafford. You look at Matthew Stafford, he was worth 2 first-round picks. Why wouldn't Derek Carr be when he just took his team to the playoffs with everything that's happened? And I think that holds a lot of weight. Not only that, if Carson Wentz is going for a first-round pick, I'm sorry, but bro, there's no way you can tell me that Derek Carr wouldn't go at least for a first and like a second or third, right? But I'll say at tops, we're looking at 2 first, man, for Derek Carr. And if we were able to get that and we had a plan in place to where we got a quarterback that we want to go get, I'm all in, y'all. I'm all in. If we can get 2 first-round picks for Derek Carr and we could find somebody to replace him, we use those picks to build this team up, I'm all in. I'm all in for it. So that's kind of where I'm at with Derek Carr trade value. I know there's potential landing spots all over the map. You know what I mean? The Colts could potentially turn around and be like, look, we're done with Wentz. We'd rather bring in Carr. Pittsburgh Steelers need a quarterback. We know that. The Saints need a quarterback, right? I know Houston, they went and get him, and they're going to probably rock with Davis Mills, but Houston could potentially need a quarterback. We all know the Broncos need a quarterback, but I'm not going down that road. The Giants, they might stick with Danny Dimes, but there's so many potential different landing spots that I think we'd be able to have an opportunity to get something smooth. You know what I mean? Get something nice. So let's get to the chat and see what you guys think about potential trade capital for Derek Carr. Shima86 says, stay or go for the following defense. Farrell, gone. I don't want to sign him. I got to look at the contract, but if we got to pay him too much, he'll be gone. Unless it's some dead cap that makes us locked in with him. Farrell's gone for me. Face on. Depending on how much he costs, I definitely want to keep him because we need depth. It's undoubtedly we need depth, and I would keep Face on for depth. And the reason I didn't say I would keep Farrell for depth is because he's on that rookie contract, and I think we'd have to tag him, and we have to pay him like $10 million or more or something like that, and I wouldn't want to pay him that much. So Face on, I definitely want to keep for depth. Solomon Thomas, I don't know because we paid him $5 million last year, and I thought that was too much. So how much would he get this next time? So I would go with Face on so far. Morrow, I would bring back Morrow depending on what he'd want. It's hard to say because of that injury. And then Abram, I'm keeping Abram. I'm sorry, but I'm keeping Abram. I like him. I think we can move him around a lot, send him on blitz, put him in so many different packages. He's so multiple, in my opinion. We just have to use him more. Put him in a lot more versatile. Lonnie says Dodds, Harbaugh, Pep, and Fangio. Yeah, that's kind of what it's looking like. That's kind of what it's looking like. But let's get to it. 2 first and a third, possibly. That's big capital, Red. That's big capital, Red. So I definitely see that. If Stafford is worth 2, Carr is worth it. Exactly. So this is my opinion on Carr. I think you can have a valid argument to rank him as low as 13 or as high as 7. I think higher or lower is based on love or hate. Yeah, I think that's a good rank. Perez says Derek Carr's trade value is at least a first-round pick and a second at most, but he is close to worth 2 picks. Yeah, he's easily worth 2 picks at least, right? A first and like a fourth, a first and a third. In my opinion, he's easily worth that. 2 first could be a little pushy, but if teams are willing to pay for Stafford, who Stafford actually was getting paid more than Carr, I believe, got 2 first. You got to remember, Carr's only getting 19. So whoever gets him is only going to be paying 19 until they obviously sign him to an extension. So they'll be saving a little bit of money there instead of paying a quarterback 30, 35, 40 million. So we have to take that in consideration. David says 2 firsts and 2 seconds. There are no quarterbacks out there and a lot needy teams. Ooh, boy, I don't know about 2 firsts and 2 seconds, bro. That's a little tough. Shima says easy 2 first rounders. Yep. Easy 2 first rounders. Ray Love says, bro, if the Steelers get Carr, exactly, bro. If the Steelers get Carr, they're gonna be something to mess with. How can you say that, Ray? We suck at first round draft picks. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. How many firsts for Stafford? 2, Lonnie. 2. 2 first rounds? Yes, but we're gonna pick next. Look, this is what and that's why I had to say, that's why I had to put that disclaimer out is if I traded Carr, I would do 2 first round picks if we had a plan, if we knew what we're gonna do, right? Because that's what I'm saying. We don't draft well, so why would we trade him for the picks? It's kind of like saying, why would we trade anybody because we don't draft well? We've seen what happened. We traded Mac. What did we get for Mac? I think Damon Arnett and Josh Jacobs. I think with the picks we got for Mac, we got Damon Arnett and Josh Jacobs. And then the pick we got from Cooper, we drafted Abram. I can't 100% remember, but yeah, our first round picks are a little oof. Andre pulled up on us, man. He says Derek doesn't want to rebuild. He wants Rich and Gus to stay since if Gus gets fired, Hayward and other players would leave too. Keep Rich. Kind of touched on this earlier. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. Hope you become a new subscriber. Hope you're a new subscriber. I don't think I've seen you too many times, but glad you're able to make it and support the channel. I agree, bro. If we get rid of Gus and we get rid of Rich, it's just going to be a whole nother thing. It's going to be a whole nother thing. And like you said, Derek doesn't want that. I don't know if I really want that, but we're in a situation to where Carr's in a contract year, and you don't want to be stuck with these coaches and sign your quarterback to an extension. That's where I think the ethics, the business ethics of it is coming into play. Raider Purse says Mac equals Jacobs, Arnett, and Edwards. Thank you for clarifying that. And that's a terrible trade. Can we be honest? That is a terrible, terrible trade. That's probably the worst trade in NFL. One of the worst trades in NFL history. Probably not the worst, but one of the worst. If we got Jacobs, Arnett's not even on the team, bro. He ain't even doing anything. Edwards is not existing, really. Like, he's one of the only receivers that, for some reason, can't catch some type of rapport with Derek Carr. Dude just needs to get it together. I don't know what it is. But, yo, man, we've been up here for an hour and a half now. I wanted to pop up and do this live. With y'all, man, the morning show. Love doing the morning shows. Also, I wanted to talk to y'all about what can I do with the channel to make it better. If I can have this conversation with y'all, I want to kind of step away from talking about football real quick. And I just want to do a quick census, like a little census session. Will I have y'all in the chat? Will I have y'all here? I just want y'all to tell me what I could do better as a content creator, what I could do better in my videos. Does it seem like I'm being lazy? Does it seem like my editing isn't good enough? Does it seem like I need to be more polished on my topics? What can I do to, make it better for you guys to watch? Do I need more graphics during the live? I'm just trying to get an idea of what you guys want to see, what I can do better as a content creator. I feel like the channel, channel's been smooth, but I feel like it can be better, and I feel like it could be in a better trajectory, and it could go a lot further, and I can make it better for you guys. So if y'all got anything, let me know in the comments, man. I really would love to hear you guys' constructive criticism on my channel, on the content, on my speech during the lives, on my knowledge. Just let me know if y'all got any constructive criticism. Let me know. I would really like to know if anything I could do better. If there's anything I could do better. Casper says, for starters, don't go the first 3 minutes muted. Yeah, bro. It's crazy, bro, because I didn't even realize I was muted. And I was reading the chat. But the thing is, the chat, there was so many comments that I was up here reading the chat, and the new comments are down here. So I didn't get to the part of the chat that people were telling me I was muted till like later. And obviously that messed me up, and it kind of messed up the beginning of the show and the flow. But I mean, we rocked out, bro. We did our Dougie, bro. Cruise Control said, shit, I got to work. He said, don't mute yourself in the beginning. That would be great. Yeah, my fault, y'all. I'd like to see us get off talking about Carr. Yeah, bro. It's hard, man, because you start talking about something and all of a sudden someone will be like, will reference Carr for somehow will reference Carr. And it's like, man, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to talk about how defenses need to be good. I'm talking about how we need to do this or that. And it's like always comes back to Carson Mel. I'd say be confident in your voice and work. You be fine. You've been fine. I appreciate it. Bro, everything's good to be honest. Maybe just pull some more people on your lives. Definitely. Well, that's the thing, bro. And I'll be honest. I don't know if it's me, bro. I don't know if other content creators don't. Look, I'll be honest. I don't know if other content creators don't like me or if I don't know what it is, bro. But I'll reach out to some guys, and it seems like they don't. It seems like they don't want to really like work together that much. Like I'll reach out to guys to be like, "Oh, I'm busy," or they'll say like, "Oh, I just been there's just too much going on," or I don't know what it is, bro. And for me personally, it's like people will reach out to me, and I've gone on other people's shows multiple times, and I don't know. I don't know if it's me not reaching out enough, but I've reached out to people, bro. I've reached out to people, EJ, and I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if they just don't want to come on the show, if they're just too busy. And another thing is, I just think other content creators, bro, honestly, just want to do their own thing, and I'm not mad at them for that. I'm down to do shows with other people. I'm down to go on other people's shows, have them come on. But I don't know what it is, bro. I've asked multiple people. I ain't gonna name drop, but I've asked other content creators like, "Yo, come on the show." You know what I mean? I sent people links, and it's just like I don't know. I just kind of get. I feel like I kind of get blown. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like brush it off, give the cold shoulder. So I'm just like, damn, what did I do? You know. And another thing is like I'm cool with all the content creators, and I feel like some content creators will kind of like stay away from me because I'm cool with this content creator. And I don't know, man. I'm not really with the politics with all this stuff. I just come up here to talk about Raiders football talk. I know some people. I don't know what people do, what they do. But I'd love to have more people on, bro. I'd love to have more people on. I would love to have Sanjeet, Honcho, Graph, Cody, Wi-Fi, Spotlight. You know what I mean? The list goes on. I'd love to have those guys on, but it just seems like nobody reaches out to me. Nobody really hits me. I try to get people on, but you know what I mean? I think the last person I had on was Samoan Raider, I think. Samoan Raider. He actually pulled up. He actually was able to pull up, man. So shout out to him for pulling up that one time. But I'll definitely try, man. I'll try to reach out to more people, bro, and do more shows. We'll see what's up, bro. When you have guests come on and debate you about Raider related stuff was cool. Like when that guy came on to debate you about Carr, that session was fire. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. I'll definitely do that, bro. Definitely more fan chats. One dude that definitely comes up is Farrell from the East. I didn't see him in this live, but I hope he's doing good, man. He's definitely somebody that comes up and definitely chops game. Says, nah, bro, you ain't lazy. Keep your same energy. That's what makes you original. I appreciate that. That's a good comment right there, bro. That's a good comment right there. I like that. Wolf says, I feel like everything is good, but the videos could be shorter. When I see a 2-hour video in my suggestions, I'm probably not watching it. That's as long as most movies. Yeah, 100%, bro. And what I would really like to do is, chop up some of the lives, which I'm trying to do. And I did it just recently. Is take parts of the live as like a segment and then just post that. So it's more of like a 10-minute video, just talking about a certain topic. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to do that, but I don't know if those videos get too much traction or do so well. But I only done it twice so far. Bro, you're doing a great job. Just keep the content coming and people will follow. Okay, Batista, appreciate that, bro. Ray Love says you're doing great. Ruben says run pools. I gotta figure out how to run the pools to where I can bring it up. Let's try it right now, bro. Let me try it right now. Let me try it right now. Let me see if I can do it. I'm gonna try it right now. It's just let's see. All right, I tried Can y'all see a poll? I think I just post. I tried posting a poll right now. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me know. Let me know. Okay. So somebody voted. Okay, so y'all can see this pool. Dope. I will start doing more pools, bro. Okay. I will start doing more polls. I love doing polls. If y'all want to follow me on Instagram, follow my Instagram, bro. Because I'll ask questions on my Instagram story. I do polls on my Instagram story. Super interactive on Instagram. Pay attention to comments, not only super chats. I feel okay. I feel like I kind of keep it. I try to keep it. I feel like I try to keep it. You know what I mean? But if there's a super chat, I gotta. I like to knock them out, bro. Because people definitely. People pay for the super chat, bro. Like I can't ignore him, but I know, bro. I know, yeah. Lonnie says, Raid, I think your content is fire. Appreciate you, Lonnie. Appreciate you, Lonnie. Turner Boss says, Raid, you're doing great things out here in Raider Nation. Keep it up. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, Eternal Boss. See, and there's the thing. This is why I don't block people, bro, because Eternal Boss, he may not like Derek Carr. I like Derek Carr. Eternal Boss doesn't like Derek Carr, but he's able to be here in the chat, watch a live stream with a guy that does like Derek Carr, and still be able to be, have a healthy debate. We've had a healthy debate, be a constructive member of the chat, and sit here and still give some good feedback. So this is why I don't block people, man. You just don't, just because he has a disagreement, just because he doesn't like Carr, you can't block him for that. The dude likes his football too. He has his opinion. I need to hear what he has to say. Everyone talks about Carr. Yes. See, I'm trying to stay away from the Carr comments. You know what I mean? Shima, catch you later, man. Appreciate you able to make it, bro. Salute to the service, bro. Appreciate your service, man. Keep it up, man. Radio gold as far as Raider content creators. I've seen many that ain't it. Appreciate that. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate that, brother. Do appreciate it. Your followers. Your followers. I like your dynamic with Hammer, and he's usually on this early too. Oh, with my followers. Okay. Yeah, most definitely. I'll do a fan chat. When should I do a fan chat? I'm thinking, because I love doing Monday morning shows. I love doing Monday morning shows, but today's Thursday, and I'm thinking, should I do a Monday morning show on Thursdays and it be a fan chat, have fans come on Monday morning, and we could talk about Raider football? We could do something like that, bro. We could do something like that, man. Watch Raider in the building. Watch Raider is an OG in Raider Nation, and just in YouTube and everything in general. So I'm gonna tell you, like I told Graphics Politics on YouTube, bro. Yeah, I hear you, Watts. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's politics, bro. I found this out a long time ago. There's a lot of politics. It's just to me, I'm not like that. I try not to be like that. I try not to be within the politics. It's like, bro, like we all, I don't know, man. We're all making content. We're all talking about the Raiders. One guy's trying to, measure up against the next guy. And it's like, bro, can we just be cool? Can we just talk about Raider content and not take an opinion on football and make it a personal, like get personally offended by it, stuff like that, or just, I don't know, man. I'm just doing my Dougie, bro. Eric says, you're my favorite Raiders content. Oh, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, bro. Because there's a lot of content creators, so to be somebody's favorite, it's I appreciate that. Raider person says, you and Hunter make a good duo. Yeah, me and Hunter was my boy. You know what I mean? Hunter was my boy. He's just been busy. I think he's got some stuff going on with school, and he worked. He got school. He got kids. He got a family. He got the whole thing. And the season just ended, so I'm sure he got super busy, and this is a good time for him to take care of some stuff. It because you don't have the same view as them. That could be it, bro. That could be it. I'll go on your show, Raid, holler whenever. All right, yeah, for surely, bro. Yeah. We had Cash Lord. For those who don't know, we had Cash Lord. We had Cash Lord up here. we went back and forth about Derek Carr, and it was fun. It was fun. We did our Dougie. You feel me? Ray the Local says, "Keep doing you, Ray. You got this. Appreciate you, bro." Keep doing what you do. You have a niche, and that's what we appreciate. Oh, I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. EJ said he'd pull up and chat it up. Most definitely. Jody, yeah. Jody 510 says, just start bashing Carr, then they'll come. You know what I mean, bro? I hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. I definitely hear you, bro. I can get you with Hammer and Dirty. I'm close to those. Well, look, I've done shows with Hammer and Dirty. I've been on Hammer's show. I pulled up to Dirty. I believe it was Dirty. It was his live. I can't remember whose live it was, but I pulled up before, and we've had some discussions, man. And Dirty was supposed to hit me up on IG, I believe, and send me a link to one of the shows, but I don't think he was. I think he slipped his mind, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe guys just get busy because, like I said, Dirty had hit me up, said he was gonna send me a link, and but I never got the link. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe some guys just get busy. Are just busy, and so you know what I mean. I just be doing my own thing at some point. See, like Watt said, he said he don't live stream on his own channel because he just don't have the time. So that's what I mean. Sometimes people just are just a little busy. But it's like I'll try to reach out to guys like, yo, are you like today's Thursday? I'll be like, what about next week on Monday at 9 a.m. Next week on Monday at 7 p.m. And it's like jumping through hoops. I'm like, yo. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Raider Loco says, bring Watts in. Well, shit, if Watts want to, if Watts want to, he says, I'm finna go to work right now. Yeah. Well, if Watts ever want to come on the show, Watts can be on the show. Watts can be on the show. He know he will. Okay, so the pool is working. The pool is working. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got from the pool. We have 53% no so far. It says 116 votes. It says 116 votes. I'm way behind in the chat too. Sheesh. It says 116 votes. Let's go ahead and check out. Yeah, 116 votes. Am I able to bring this up on the screen though? What does this do? Whoops. Am I able to bring the pool on the screen? No, I'm not. Not able to show the pool on the screen, but he says when you age, you get more busy, right? Well, God damn it, I'm Asian. He said, just do your thing. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I just gotta do my thing. You keep the ball rolling, you know. Keep the ball rolling. I say just do what you do. You're making improvements as you roll. Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. What's good with you, Team Writer pulled up on us? Raider Wolf says, you are very wise to ask your audience what they want. Some other creators be tripping and going off their members the minute they point out things that could improve. You know, I'm just trying to make honestly, I just want to make the channel better, bro. I want the channel to progress. I want to grow the channel. I want to know what I could do to be better, what I could do to give have better feedback, maybe have better visuals, audio, put out more content, more film breakdowns. Should I do more film breakdowns? Should the film breakdowns be on individual players? Should they be on the actual games? You know, just stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just want to know what I could do to be better. Eric Rodriguez says Chargers are struggling with obtaining a fan base in LA. Do you think the Raiders have the same issue, or only the Oakland fans were truly hurt by the move? That's an interesting question. I don't think the Raiders fan base is hurting at all, though, man. I don't think the Raiders fan base hurting at all. I think we're at full capacity now, especially after what happened last season. We've been having a full house in the stadium, of course, but going to the playoffs, I think it just put the team over the hump as far as the fan base. You'll get the bandwagoners going, are going. The Oakland fans, I mean, Raider fans are going to always be Raider fans, regardless if they move to Vegas. I still see them being Raider fans. So, most, I ain't worried about it. We know the Chargers, bro. The Chargers never had a fan base. They got 4 fans in San Diego. That's it. Desert Raider pulled up on us. Glad to see you able to make it, bro. Raider Purge, bro. He says, maybe you should bring more attitude sometimes because I know you got it in you. Yeah, so there's times it just depends on the topic, and it depends if anybody wants to debate. And personally, I like bringing up the other why I said I like bringing up content creators is because I'm not saying that people in the chat don't know, but other content creators have a platform, right? Other content creators have a platform to where they speak their mind, they speak their opinion, and they do, you know what I mean? They're doing their homework. Not saying people in the chat don't, but they're actually up here, on the video with their content, doing a bunch of stuff to get their point across. And that's why I like talking to other content creators, because if you're willing to say it and put it on camera, then come over here and debate it with me and see if you still gonna hold that point across when I come at you. You know what I mean? And that's when I start to get that attitude. That's when I start to get, a little bit more hype, is when I have somebody really to debate. And when I know they have, when they have a strong point behind what they got going on, it just gets me that more fueled. So if it's a content creator that wants to debate, I love it, because that's when I start to get more hype. And I know it's gonna mean something to them once I get them in that position where they're gonna be like stuck. They're gonna be silent. You know what I mean? I love debating though, and I love to call it a healthy debate, because people always want to turn it into personal or like some type of argument, or or try to jab at somebody personally, when at the end of the day, we're only talking about football. You know what I mean? We're only talking about football. At the end of the day, I still got to go take care of my kids. I still got to go do stuff for my family. So you just stick to football. You know what I mean? Prayer says, Ray, you should make a car emotional button just in case those people pop off on you. Yeah, that car emotional, man. Them car emotionals, they be in here. They be having nightmares about Carr. I don't know what he did to them, but sheesh. He said, "Oh my God, y'all really don't think you can get to first for Derek, right?" Oh man, yeah. See, I try to stay away from the Derek Carr talk, but all of a sudden, James says, "What's up, Ray? Keep up with the good work, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you." LA fans happy they only got to drive 3 hours, not 6. I heard that, bro. JR came in the building. He says, if Rodgers comes to Denver, we need to stack the team. We need to stack up the team. Look, honestly, bro, if Rodgers goes to Denver, at the end of the day, it don't even matter, bro. We need to figure something out, because we've already had Mahomes. Like, we've already been playing against Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. They have a good offensive line. They have McCall Hardman, Andy Reid. So, I mean, if Rodgers is we shouldn't even be worried about Rodgers, because Mahomes has already won the same amount of Super Bowls as Rodgers. He's been in the same amount of Super Bowls as Rodgers as well, I think. So, you know what I mean? I just don't. I'm not really too worried about Rodgers coming into the division, as much as I'm just worried about this team just not doing what they need to do the whole time. This whole time, you know what I mean? Sean Donahue popped in, says, I appreciate your level-headedness personally, Ray. I appreciate that comment, man. I do. I'll keep it a buck, man. That's kind of what the number one thing I do get a lot is, some people will say, I keep somewhat of a calm demeanor. Sometimes I'll, I'll get out of that calm demeanor. Lonnie says, Ray is chill, logical over emotion. See, like, appreciate those comments. I appreciate those comments, because that's really what I try to strive for, is to remain calm, keep a logic in a good theory behind what I'm saying, and just try to properly articulate myself whenever I'm talking. So definitely appreciate those comments. It means a lot. VA Raider says, if you can get interviews with players and ask them tough questions reporters won't, that would be fire. Bro, I'll be honest, I've reached out to some players and I've talked to a couple players before. I'm just not able to close on an interview. I'll be honest. I'm not able to close. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's any sales people out there, if there's any media or PR people out there that can help me out. But look, I'm not able to close on an interview with the player. I'm just not. I'm just not, man. I'm not gonna name drop what players, but I've been in communication. We talked, went back and forth, and this is probably I would say three to five players I've talked to about, not even about interview, just talked to. But I've asked maybe two players for like a quick little interview, and I really haven't got a word back. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if they watch, like, they go look at my videos first, and they'd be like, "Oh man, this dude talking shit about the defense," or "Man, this dude is, you know what I mean? He's talking, talking shit about the DB's not doing good or something like that." And then they're like, "Yeah, I don't want to do an interview with him because he's talking shit." So I don't know what it is. So Samuel says debate CNG. Oh man, look. I try to get CNG on, but he's been super busy, bro. And you know what I mean? Yeah, whenever I can get CNG done, I'll get him on, bro. I will, trust me. But debate with CNG, you ain't winning. See, like, you start saying stuff like this, man. And you gonna make me torch somebody. You can go. How about this? You go tell CNG to debate me. That's what you could do. You could go tell CNG. CNG, my boy. You know what I mean? CNG, my boy. He just texted me yesterday. Said he got my gift. I sent him a gift for his son. He just had a son, so I sent him a little writer's outfit. He just texted me yesterday. But I know CNG be busy, so you could tell CNG the next time he live, whatever the case, you go debate Ready to Tape. Y'all can tell whatever content creator y'all want to come debate me, but you know what I mean? Trust me, I've reached out. He says our debate was top 5 rated. People was hyped. Yeah, bro. It was fun, man. It was fun. always love going into debates, having healthy debates and just talking. Because at the end of it, I know I'm not going to be the one to really yell and scream and then, be enemies with the person at the end of the conversation. At the end of the conversation, I already know it's going to be cool and we're going to, we're going to settle it. So, let me get to the Super real quick. I'm a 49ers all day. Respect, do what you're doing. Oh, appreciate that, bro. Look, I don't got nothing against the Niners, man. I don't got nothing against the Niners, bro. He said Ray needs a closer. Ray needs a closer. Yeah, me and Ray. Yeah, the Raiden Hot shows were fire, Lonnie. The Raiden Hot shows were fire. Alex says, if we crazy enough to trade Carr, better to be Jags, get him the top weapons. It's his last season. That's the thing. It's his last season. And if you're going to trade him, this would be the season to do it. You know what I mean? So. But, man, I've been up here nearly 2 hours now, y'all. I appreciate everybody that's been able to pull up. If y'all can, make sure y'all hit that like button on the way out. Make sure to hit that like button, please. If we can get the like button over 200 likes, let's get the like button over 200 likes before we get out of here. If it's y'all first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, y'all. I appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate all the feedback y'all give, man. Y'all really make me keep me motivated to keep going. You know what I mean? Pushing this channel to the max. Just a reminder for the members, we are going to be doing a film study of every single game. I'm going to let y'all choose offense or defense every other week on Wednesdays. So remember, every other week on Wednesday, we will be doing a film study breakdown for the members live. Remember, y'all go join the stream. I already know ONT6, Raider Purge. I know all y'all already know that. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. Lonnie, Pyro, Kent, James, Ray Love, Raider Purge, Tubby. Everybody that pulled up. I seen Watson in the building. Big Boss Raider. John. Everybody that pulled up, man, appreciate it. Tribe, I see you, man. KG, everybody that pulled up. Thank you, ONT6. Manish, Cash Lord, Teen Writer, Perk Z, Prezi pulled up on us in the building. So I appreciate everybody that was here, man. Until next time, y'all ready to take.